Well, meanwhile, amid claims that Israel has targeted the UN in Lebanon, Benjamin Netanyahu made a direct request to the international organization that it withdraw peacekeepers from its positions in southern Lebanon. Now, that request was met with condemnation from the Lebanese Prime Minister, who described it as another chapter in Israel's approach of refusing to comply with international norms. The Italian Prime Minister also told her Israeli counterpart that attacks on peacekeepers are unacceptable. Let's hear what Netanyahu said.
I would like to appeal directly to the UN Secretary General. It is time for you to remove UNIFIL from Hezbollah strongholds and from the fighting areas. The IDF has repeatedly asked for this and has been met with repeated refusals, all aimed at providing a human shield for Hezbollah's terrorists. Your refusal to evacuate the UNIFIL soldiers makes them hostages of Hezbollah.
Well, on set with me now is France 24's international affairs editor, Kethevane Gorjestani. Hi there, Kethevane. So what do you make, then, of the international community's response thus far?
Well, there's been really some major condemnations from really all around the world, especially those who are involved in that peacekeeping mission, because there are about 50 countries that are involved in that peacekeeping mission by the Blue Line. So you mentioned, for example, the Prime Minister of Italy. Italy has a large participation in that peacekeeping mission. There was a joint statement between France, Italy, and Spain expressing outrage, calling this a serious violation of international law when it comes to the deliberate targeting. They called this deliberate targeting of those UNIFIL soldiers. There was also a statement by 40 countries involved in the peacekeeping mission, saying that they urge all parties to respect UNIFIL's presence, which entails the obligation to guarantee the safety and security of its personnel. That is interesting because it puts really forward the two main elements of this issue right now is the presence of UNIFIL when we hear Benjamin Netanyahu asking them to leave that area, and the other part of that is the security of those peacekeeping members. And so you saw also the United States President Joe Biden who said that Israel and asked Israel to stop targeting those peacekeepers. And there was a quote from the Taoiseach of Ireland, Simon Harris, who said, "We cannot have a situation where aggression can force a peacekeeping mission to leave," obviously referring to the Israelis trying to force the UN peacekeepers out of the way, basically, in that area in southern Lebanon.
Now, there's a major legal question here as well, Kethevane, because this is a UN-mandated mission. So what are the legal ramifications, then, of targeting these peacekeepers?
Well, according to several human rights organizations, there are two aspects to what is happening. One is the violation of that Resolution 1701 that set up really this latest mandate of the peacekeeping force, with some of the basic principles being no foreign forces in Lebanon, on Lebanese territory, without the Lebanese government's consent. So right now, if you see Israeli military on the ground in Lebanon, that is already in itself a violation of that resolution. One of the other basic principles is also that there should be no armed personnel except for the Lebanese army and the UNIFIL peacekeepers between the Blue Line and the Litani River. So this is basically the sort of supposedly demilitarized zone that we see here on the map in light blue at the bottom of the screen. It's a little bit covered by the strap, but that is where that peacekeeping force is supposed to be. And in that sense, both Israel and Hezbollah are violating this Resolution 1701 because they should not be there. They should not have weapons there. And so this is the first issue. The other issue that has been pointed out by several countries around the world is this intentional targeting of humanitarian and peacekeeping missions that is believed to be, or that is said in the Rome Statute to be a war crime. The Rome Statute, of course, setting up also the International Criminal Court. The problem there is that not all countries are signatories or have ratified the Rome Statute, and that, of course, includes Israel and the United States, who don't recognize the jurisdiction of the ICC, for example, and therefore you can say that they are violating international law, that they might be committing war crimes, but the problem is, where do you take that up, and what can be the consequences, and what could be the leverage in order to force the Israelis, for example, to stop targeting UN peacekeepers if nothing else stops them. And the same goes, in a sense, with the presence of Hezbollah in that area. So it is really a sort of very intricate situation that seems to be very easy in the sense that you do not target peacekeepers, but at the same time, there really is, at least right now, no concrete way to stop them.
Kethevane Gorjestani, thank you very much. And as we were discussing this just in, UNIFIL says that that Israeli military tanks destroyed the mission's main gate early this morning, forcibly crossing the blue line into Lebanon. The mission saying that 15 peacekeepers suffered the effects of the firing of several rounds, including skin irritation. Those comments stopping short then of saying that they were injured. They have nonetheless requested an explanation from the Israeli military. We will be bringing you more on this, of course, as it comes in here on France 24.